was a rough 2 days when we got back on yesterday, Sunday, and waited around until Monday last night, pretty late. Looked at the numbers and thought we were in pretty good. And you know, you look at everything. You hear Andy Landers is retiring, so Georgia might not go, and Michigan State is injured, so they might not go. And so you start doing the math and just seeing if our resume is good enough. And we really felt like it was. But you know, no one was going to give us proof until it was announced last night. And you know, for our team, after such a disappointing, 10 or 12 minutes at Montana, to have played so well and put ourselves in a position to, advance to the NCAA and then not kind of finish that game. It was a hard 2 days, and I know when we got word last night, everybody was really relieved. And I think Lindsey Mallon wrote a text or something and just said now she can breathe again. So I know everybody was really anxious to hear. It's a standard we want to have for our program. We want to be in postseason play, and we're a mid-major. We don't have a lot of national respect as far as the Big Sky. Clearly you don't when our #1 team gets the 16 seed and is matched up against Notre Dame. That's a statement of sometimes how people are looking at us, and that's a challenge to our league to schedule harder and do more that we can, so we can advance the Big Sky and change the perception out there. And certainly one of the ways we can do that is by doing well in the WNIT. So we're a conference that only gets one team in the NCAA for the most part, and we have 3 other teams that are in the field of the WNIT, and I think it's a great representation of our league, and the way we can gain the most respect is by those 3 teams going out and advancing and doing well in the WNIT. It's funny, no one knows about it really except us, but we did play them in a close scrimmage, and so we know a little bit. But it's so funny because what we had written up about their player personnel is completely different than what who's playing now and who's significant on their team now. But some things don't change. They're strong athletes. They're a combination. Defensively, I think they're a lot like Montana, which obviously Montana just gave us a lot of problems. They've got strong bodies, versatile bodies. They can switch a lot of screens, and they're just very, very sound, and they're not going to give up too many easy baskets. So they're going to be a challenge on that end. On offensively, they're a little bit like Sacramento State. Not quite as little as Sacramento State, bigger bodies, maybe not quite as much quickness as Sacramento State poses, but they run some of the same things as far as that give teams trouble. It's just they attack the rim so hard. They get into the middle of the floor and create threes for a lot of people. They have a lot of people that can shoot threes. They love to shoot the 3, and they get fouled a lot on their drive. So they present a lot of challenges for us, and they're an unbelievably well-coached team. And probably the most impressive thing is they're 15-1 at home this year. So they like playing over there in Fort Collins, and they do a pretty good job of protecting their home court. I think the matchup will be a lot of our stats are similar. We're close to about 70 points, very good defensively. We play a little bit differently. They're 5 out a lot of times. I guess we are too. So there's a lot of similarities, and it'll be a matchup of, they can probably afford their top player not scoring, and just 3 or 4 other players will pick up the scoring gap. We probably can't afford our top 1 or 2 players not getting their points. I'm not sure we can find those points in other spots, but I do think our team has gotten better at not just depending on one player. And when we are at our best, we're sharing the basketball and we're getting a lot of people shots, and we usually have 4 or 5 people in double figures. And I know that's going to be our goal to move the ball around and hopefully get a better efficiency on the offensive end than we showed the last game.